Hi, it's Gabrielle at Be Wise Gardens and Be Wise Plant Society, and I just wanted to do this video to just talk about some of the things that are on my heart about like the real foundational things that I had about plants. So one of those things was I killed at least half of what I either bought for outside, and my inside plants were not thriving at all, and usually would get thrown away eventually because of how they were doing. I felt like I was wasting money as a result of that. My anxiety was raising up because of that. And I was already struggling with some pretty serious, like, mental illness issues at that moment and some mental health stuff because I was just tired. I had four kids, four kids that were under 5. And I was in counseling and I was getting, doing the work over here, but then there were these little things in my life that then would trigger like just being upset. Whether that was, oh, I've killed something else. Why do I even bother? Or, all of the things that we can kind of get down on ourselves about. And if you start telling yourself that enough, then you start believing it. And I definitely believed it. I felt like I killed everything. I didn't know how to take care of stuff. How could I take care of my kids if I couldn't take care of a plant? I just wanted like basic information, like how much water do you actually give each individual plant? Because it turns out they're all kind of different. And at the time, I didn't know that. I was like, well, don't you just water them once a week? Like, that's what you do. That's what I grew up doing. And then it came down to the very last thing is I was just like, how I was feeling was getting worse instead of better. And so I felt like giving up. And I just feel like plants bring so much to your life. They're like a really low maintenance pet in a lot of ways, and they just add so much to your environment. They add so much to your decor. There's just something, just special to me about plants. And it probably because it comes from creation. It feels like I'm doing my part for, stewardship if I can take care of a little part of the environment. And so this change came when I found out about a program at a local university where you could become a master gardener. Well, I was not in a position really to take out a year and go to school. And it wasn't like it was a huge, like, everyday commitment, but I did have 4 small children and my husband worked full time, and I kind of like somehow convinced my mother that she could handle taking care of 4 children while I did this course. And it was a long year because everything that could go wrong went wrong in my household. So then I started beating myself up that I shouldn't have done it. Things, my mom was stressed out because she didn't know necessarily how to entertain 4 little kids on a Saturday for 8 hours. And so it just, even though it was like something I really, really wanted to do, it just became more and more difficult to get through it. And there was a point where somebody came into the classroom and they're like, hey, you need to go out in the parking lot. There's a lady out there with 4 little kids. She's asking for you. One of them has a dislocated elbow. And I just felt like quitting. I was like, this is stupid. Why in the world am I doing this? Why am I taking away from my family? Why am I putting all this time and effort into something that really is kind of silly? Who cares if I can keep plants alive? And I wanted to quit. And something inside of me was like, don't quit. This is helping you. This is helping your, the inner parts of you. You're fixing some things that don't really have anything to do with plants. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to calm down. I'm going to take some deep breaths. And I got through the year, and I got through my volunteer hours for that program. And it was the most amazing thing ever, because not only did I learn that even if I still kill a few things, which I do, I at least know how to assess those problems now. I at least see the warning signs earlier, and I can maybe turn the ship, with certain things. I have a very sad bird of paradise right now that, it's my fault. And I'm taking the corrective action to hopefully bring that plant back, because it was a really beautiful plant. The other thing is that when I do buy a plant, I'm not just immediately telling myself, why are you doing this? It's just going to die. You're wasting $60. You're wasting, $25. I don't feel that way anymore, because I know I can keep them alive. I know I can do the right things for them. And then thirdly, it has having plants in my life. It is physiologically proven that they lower your blood pressure. There's just something about having living things around you. It softens your environment. It's just, you know, they release oxygen. There's just so many good things about them. And so for me, it helped me with some of those health, you know, mental health things that I was really struggling with and will always struggle with because they're part of me. And so for me, and this plant society and Be Wise Gardens, is it really all culminated that I had done a lot of things over the years, and I came back to this because it really is at the heart of what I love. And I want to help you, and I want to condense everything that I've learned since 2005 about plants, and everything that I've helped other people learn about plants, and everything I've taught my children about plants and the environment. I want to condense that down for you and help you in a matter of weeks or months so that you can also feel successful in this very, very, I believe, important part of your life. So hope to see you around.